And now it's Deborah Kobylt live in the Little Italy podcast.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us today on our podcast, Deborah Kobylt Live and Little Italy podcast, also Little Italy of LA podcast. You can find our show wherever you look on YouTube, Facebook, and also as an audio podcast. Please join us in welcoming Marianna Gatto, Executive Director of the Italian American Museum of Los Angeles. And she's joining us today to talk about one of my favorite things ever in Los Angeles, Taste of Italy, and it's back. It will be in downtown Los Angeles, September 23rd in the evening from 5 to 10. This will be such a phenomenal event. And Marianna is joining us now to talk about what's it all about. Who's going to be there?
Well, first, good morning. Good morning, Deborah. It's so nice to be here with you. So, Taste of Italy, September 23rd. It's LA's premier Italian food and wine event, featuring over 50 of the regions and beyond best Italian restaurants. We're pouring about 100 fine Italian wines, also a few California Italian wines. There's live entertainment and lots of good cheer.
Yeah, this is a really special event, though, because proceeds benefit what?
So the event at first glance looks like your upscale food and wine tasting, lots of fun. It's got an energy like really no other event in the region. But proceeds benefit the free educational programming that we do at the Italian American Museum of Los Angeles. Each year, we welcome tens of thousands of students, school-age youth, and their families for the free programs that we do, the arts and culture and focus. And this event helps make those programs possible.
Yeah, we're going to get into that a little bit later about all that you do over at the museum, which is outstanding. But I really want to paint a picture for people who haven't been to Taste of Italy. There's lots of festivals going on in LA, right? Lots of food fairs, whatever. But this one is quite unique. So maybe we can sort of call out some of the restaurants that are going to be there and what people will be able to enjoy and sample. Because it is really quite unique. It's really a different level, if you will, of products and restaurants.
Yes. I think one of the things that makes Taste of Italy so special is it takes place in at the birthplace of Los Angeles, against a backdrop of the city's most historic buildings. Many people say that they feel like they're at an Italian piazza. They're somewhere in Europe, and gathering at the piazza with hundreds of their friends. But Taste of Italy, yes, it features some fantastic restaurants from all over Southern California. One of the first that comes to mind is, of course, the Drago family and their iconic restaurants, Drago Centro, Via Loro, Il Pastaio, in Beverly Hills and downtown. We'll have all four brothers participating: Celestino, Giacomino, Calogero, and Tanino. So food is truly a fair for the Drago family. We also have some newer faces like La Puglia, which is Gambero Rosso's restaurant of the year. You'll be able to sample pizza from, Napoletana style, Barese style, people like Antica Pizzeria da Michele, which is, of course, an Italian institution that recently opened outlets here in Hollywood and New York as well. They were the pizzeria featured in the film Eat, Pray, Love. There's so many fantastic participants this year. I can keep on going. Another Southern California establishment in business 70 years now is Colombo's Italian Steakhouse. They'll be there doing some Italian American classics. We have Marino, we have Italy, Di Stefano Cheese, Master Pizzaiolo Vito Jacopelli, Puglia Italian restaurant located in Blue Jay, California. And its chef Antonello Zito, he's probably goes down in the Taste of Italy world record for having the longest line at his booth. People just stations, yeah.
Wow, we go
we haven't even talked about wine. I can go into wine if you like. We truly have some fantastic participants this year from Mastro Berardino, who's been making wine since the mid 18th century. They specialize in Southern Italian varietals, Planeta from Sicily, Ferrari Trento. I can keep on going. San Antonio Winery, celebrating 100 years, over 100 years in Southern California. This is definitely an event that you might want to take an alternative form of transportation to.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, let's talk about San Antonio Winery, because a lot of people don't realize, first of all, the origins of their winery in downtown Los Angeles and how the Italians originally collected there, I believe in the 1820s. Is that correct?
Yes. So Italians first started settling in Los Angeles in the 1820s. And all around downtown LA, close to where the museum is located, were wineries, many of which were operated by Italians as well as French, the Mexican-American community. And San Antonio Winery was founded in 1917 in Lincoln Heights, which is just on the edge of downtown, by an Italian immigrant from northern Italy, Santo Cambianica. And his descendants, the Riboli family, continue their family tradition of making wine. And it's truly just a beautiful experience when you visit their wineries and you speak with them, and just a tremendous pride that they have in not only winemaking, but being part of the fabric of Southern California for generations now.
I love it there, because they have the little shop there that you can go to. You can even go there for lunch. It's such a fabulous place. What a throwback. The first time I was there, I thought, oh my gosh, I had no idea this was here. And that its origins are from Italy. It's really such a beautiful history in that entire area, which is, of course, near where you're located with the museum. We'll talk about the museum in a little bit. But I also want to go back to the food and wine, right? There's going to be samples. Are there also going to be, where they show you sort of how they make something? I mean, tell me how that will go.
So you'll be seeing these chefs cooking, preparing their specialties on site. You'll also learn a lot about pairing wine with food. Again, at first glance, this is an eating and drinking extravaganza, upscale food and wine tasting. But we are a museum, and a big part of our mission is education. So we seize any opportunity to educate the public, educate consumers about quality Italian products, about how to pair, say, a Caranau with maybe some of the lovely offerings of Carasau restaurant, which is Sardinian, located in Culver City. So we really, again, you may not walk in expecting an education, but you'll receive one.
Isn't that the way with Italians, though, right? Because this should go with that. But I like the fact that you've stepped it up, and that's what we're doing, which is what I said. It's not your traditional festival or food festival. Like you're learning, you're coming away with some, a cultural experience, right?
Yes. I mean, some people say, oh, is it similar to, maybe some of the street festivals in New York? Yes and no. There you'll find great things like zeppole, and you'll be able to sample, dozens, if not more, flavors of gelato. But it's truly a special experience. The architecture, the historic buildings that surround you, this piazza. I think one of the greatest compliments I ever received in the 12 years that we've been doing this event was from a woman in her 80s who said, this event took me back to my childhood. I haven't felt this way since, being around all these people, this sense of cheer, this sense of camaraderie since my youth. And that made it all worth it.
Yeah. And I applaud you because, you're a woman who has, in charge of this museum, in charge of this Taste of Italy. That is no small feat, Marianna. So that is really extraordinary for all of us.
You, because you also broke a lot of glass ceilings, and you are so admired for the work that you do, including from me, or by me, I should say. So thank you for that.
Yeah. So entertainment. I know, would you tell us about some of the folks who will be performing the kind of obviously Italian music, right? But this again is a step above, right? Tell us.
Yes, there's going to be a little bit of everything, including some of the entertainers that people request to return year after year. We'll be kicking off the night with DJ Low, who is a Los Angeles-based Italian DJ. We'll also have Nick DiGidio and the Dry Martini Orchestra. Nick is a double for Frank Sinatra, and if during the evening after a glass of wine, watching Nick and his group perform, you truly are brought back to the Rat Pack era. There will also be kind of a nostalgic group a la the Andrews Sisters. We have an operatic, also a local operatic group that's just fantastic. And many other surprises. So, the entertainment's also a huge draw and a great experience.
Yeah, and I know that some local celebs are going to be there, right?
Yes.
I don't know if you're able to mention any of them, and that's okay. Maybe it's a surprise. What it is, it's just a time to just collect and, talk about food, talk about wine, talk about travel, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot that we can learn about Italy for those people who might not even be Italian, but they love Italian food, they love Italian culture.
Yeah.
What else do you think we can tell our audience? Because even another thing, getting down there, right? A lot of folks are concerned these days. It's like, oh my gosh, is it going to be crowded? Is it going to be, can you share?
A few things. So yes, I mean, Taste of Italy, I think what's really remarkable about it is this wonderful opportunity to kind of come together, to get off your phone perhaps and speak with people in real life. In terms of getting there, we do encourage folks to, Uber, Lyft. However, there are a number of parking lots in the area. We are offering valet. And if you're somebody who still takes public transportation, the event takes place right across the street from Union Station, and trains continue running into the evening hours. So that's another option.
Oh, that's pretty fabulous. Will the museum be open at night or no?
The museum will be open until the event begins that evening. And we, of course, still have our come visit our award-winning permanent exhibition. We are also featuring the temporary exhibition, A Real Boy, The Many Lives of Pinocchio, which has been, lauded. There hasn't been any exhibition of this kind in the United States. This, of course, examines the origins and the enduring appeal of one of the literature's most famous characters, created by Carlo Collodi. And it asks the question, what is responsible for our ongoing love of Pinocchio, which has been translated into more languages than any other book besides the Bible. So you'll be able to visit the museum until about 6 p.m. that evening. And also kind of get a sneak preview of what we're going to be doing next.
What will that be?
So in November, we're going to be launching a fantastic exhibition exploring the life of Louis Prima, great Italian-American jazz man, songwriter, and kind of looking at Louis Prima in a different way.
That is very exciting, and he, of course, is from New Orleans. I literally just got back from New Orleans yesterday. I know that you got back from New Orleans last week. We literally, we're probably in the air, passing each other, saying hello.
Was it a little warm for you?
I'm kind of used to it because my family is from Sarasota. So it didn't bother me as much as most people because I'm used to it. And as my cousin down there said, she goes, everybody here is sweating. So that's, you walk in and you know that you're not alone. Your hair is out to here. Your clothing is drenched. And so is the next guy over there. And you just sort of cool off, when you go to your restaurant. But I did notice that everybody's struggling at the same time. Yeah.
So 99 degrees and raining.
Yeah. Oh, see, no, I didn't get any rain. It was just hot and it was looming overhead. But like I said, I am used to it. So it was okay. It's such a vibrant city, right? Yeah, it's such a remarkable city. And to learn more about Louis Prima, and I know that his daughter also is carrying on his tradition, right, down in New Orleans. So that's very, very exciting. That's something.
Yes. Yeah. Louis Prima. She's I'm blessed to call her a friend, and she's just what an incredibly talented woman. And we also are planning on having her come out during the span of the exhibition to perform in Los Angeles. So we'll have to, maybe bring on Lena when that day comes on.
Oh, absolutely. Marianna, for those who don't know, what inspired you to do this, the museum and all of this? Would you tell us?
Sure. So the museum really came out of growing up in Southern California and not really having as much of a mirror as say somebody from New York or New Jersey or Boston, in terms of, where is the Italian American community? How, what is my family's history? How do we fit into the Southern California mosaic? And so asking that question kind of sparked my curiosity, my research. And when I was in college, I learned about this building in downtown LA called the Italian Hall that had been a gathering place for the community since its construction in 1908. And after visiting it for the first time, I said to myself, I want to be part of this. This should be a museum. And I want to be the director. And there was a great group of people who were working towards restoring the building at that time. I joined forces with them in a number of different capacities. And 18 years later, here I am as the director of the museum. Taste of Italy, on another note, came about because we were trying to raise awareness for the museum project. And what better way than to do so than to highlight what everybody loves, Italian food and wine. Italian food is the most popular ethnic food in the United States. And you don't have to speak Italian or be Italian to enjoy it, to come together. So we use this as a way to kind of to impart our message, to share who we are. And it became, it kind of developed a life of its own. And we're happy to continue it. And again, the proceeds from the event make a lot of our mission, what we do, the work we do possible.
Well, this is the 12th year, right? And you had a break with COVID. Oh my gosh, people were always asking, because they know we're friendly, when is she bringing this back? I said, I don't know. So everyone is thrilled. This is going to be a big deal in Los Angeles. A big deal on September 23rd. I'm trying to think of what else I can ask you so that folks understand what they can see there. Any demonstrations for anybody who wants to learn how to cook? Tell us about it.
So you'll see a number of the chefs, preparing food on site. There will be folks, talking about wine and food and wine pairings. We do encourage folks to get their tickets sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Our tickets are already, our sales are already robust. And it is an event that when it sells out, it sells out. We want everybody to be comfortable. We don't want folks to be packed too closely. We maintain a certain level of quality. We don't want lines to be too long. We really want everybody to have a really positive experience. So that's why we cap ticket sales at a certain point.
I got to get mine. I've been sitting on it, and I'm like, Deborah, I'm going to do it today. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. So we also have reserved tables available. This is a great event to entertain clients. Maybe you've got family and friends visiting from out of town. So all that information is on our website, which is imla.org. But you will see, a little bit of everything at this event, a lot of unexpected surprises. And it's an event you don't want to miss.
Can people buy products there? Can they buy a wine? Can they do that?
We don't really offer that. It's kind of an alcohol beverage control, an ABC regulation.
Right.
But people will, if you fall in love with a wine, all the wineries are bringing information as to, how you could order online, where you can purchase locally, that sort of thing.
Fantastic. Marianna, I'm so thrilled that you joined us today. I really am. It's very exciting. Everybody, please get your tickets, because you don't want this to sell out. Again, this is a different sort of festival. It really is. Taste of Italy. How many vendors total are you going to have between food, wine, and everything else?
We are currently, we're nearing about 50. And our maximum is about 55. So we're just about at capacity. We usually have folks, kind of rush in at the end. But yes, we have a few spots left if any, wonderful restaurants or wineries are listening, and we'd love to welcome you.
Okay, beautiful. Give a shout out again, please, to how people can get the tickets, how they can find you, also the museum, before we let you go.
Yes. So you can visit our website for tickets, which is www.imla.org. And you can also check us out on social. We're on Instagram and Facebook. But all the most complete event information can be found on our website.
Beautiful. Marianna Gatto, thank you so much. Director of the Italian American Museum of Los Angeles and Taste of Italy. Cannot wait. September 23rd. It's in the evening.
Saturday
right? From
evening, 5 to 10, downtown LA. We're right across from Union Station, just north of City Hall. The event takes place largely outside. We basically enclose the block around the plaza, LA's birthplace. And it's going to be so much fun. We look forward to seeing you there.
Yeah, same. And go early. Go to the museum and then walk on over. Beautiful. Thank you so much. This is very exciting. Can't wait. And I'm so thrilled that DJ Lowe is going to be doing her magic. She's phenomenal, people. You've got to come. You've got to come and hear her work. She's not just, she really puts so much thought into her work. And she also is a historian of music. So, you know, I can bet that, because I know she's in Italy right now, she's probably already trying to lay out and map out how the evening's going to work. So excited to have her as well. So thrilled. Okay, everybody, thanks for joining us. You can find our show, and then we're going to, promote it throughout the month until the event. You can find our show on YouTube, Facebook, and then also Instagram. And then as an audio podcast, we're everywhere. We're on Apple, we're on iHeart, we're on Amazon. So just look up Deborah Kobylt Live, Little Italy podcast, and Little Italy of LA podcast, and you'll find our show with Marianna Gatto. So thank you for joining us. Tell your friends, like us, and make sure to go visit the museum, and we'll see you at Taste of Italy. Bye-bye.